Melbourne, Our Backyard. Hello, my name is Daniel Van Velzen, and I would like to share my focus for an art installation project called Melbourne, Our Backyard. Integration of Melbourne, Our Backyard into classrooms around Melbourne will give children the opportunity to display the connectedness of Melbourne's community through the use of photography and film. Melbourne, Our Backyard had come about after discussions with other pre-service teachers who had a passion for demonstrating how the community of Melbourne can be showcased through art. We all identified the significant role technology plays in the community, so we thought it would be a great platform for students to use when demonstrating how they see the connectedness of Melbourne. This involves students taking photographs and film of interactions within their community and sharing them on blogs and on social media using the hashtag Melbourne Our Backyard. A focus for this project is to allow students to create art forms using photography and film, and understanding that different approaches to art develop critical and creative thinking that reflect our focus, which is connectiveness in the community, ACARA 2012. Having a child-centered approach to this task will allow children to develop higher order thinking by developing their knowledge through remembering, understanding, and applying information surrounding the work's context, and then turning this knowledge into creating, evaluating, and analysing their own work. Crothwell 2002. This higher order thinking and building of knowledge surrounding community relates back to constructivism and the Vygotsky zone of proximal development, because students' learning, development, and knowledge are all embedded within social and cultural contexts. This influence also allows for people to grow as individuals. Gordon, 2008. Relying on technologies in the classroom creates interest for students. So teachers need to put into place measures to keep students on task, ensuring that the correct use of social media and blogs are done within the classroom. Settle, Telg, Baker, Irani, Rhodes, and Rutherford, 2012. ACARA 2012 supports our reliance on technology by stating that students need to learn to make the most of the digital technologies available to them and adapting new ways of doing things as technologies evolve, whilst limiting the risk to themselves and others in a digital environment. Wright and Wilson, 2012, see that technology use in the classroom leads to students becoming socially aware of tools that can help foster their education and communication skills in modern day society. The Australian curriculum informed my planning and process of creating the art installation. I feel as if the idea that we have presented as a group reflects the ideology of the Australian curriculum, as the two share a common focus: to prepare Australia's next generation for the future and laying building blocks for generations to come. ACARA 2012. Having an underlying focus on community allows us as a group to address cross-curriculum priorities, and this would be done so in the classroom with students photographing and analysing both the history and culture of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders within their community, as well as addressing the idea of sustainability. I feel as if it's important to address these cross-curriculum priorities as they equip young Australians with the skills, knowledge, and understanding that will enable them to effectively engage with others and prosper in a globalised world. ACARA 2012, Hayes 2010. An artist that has been a great inspiration in regard to the Melbourne Our Backyard project is Paul Hurd. He has strong ties to social media and relies upon this heavily to showcase his work. His focus on community was the greatest piece of inspiration, and Melbourne Our Backyard hopes to emulate his work in regards to highlighting the diversity and connectedness of the community of Melbourne through the eyes of primary school students. A real focus of mine was being able to integrate science using media arts into the Melbourne Our Backyard art installation, and this is how I went about this. Integrating media arts into the Melbourne Our Backyard installation works well, as a reliance on images and text is evident within the installation and within media art. Utilising media arts, in particular photography and film, was at the forefront of planning, as students will use technologies associated with media to create their own adaptation of Melbourne Our Backyard, Bindham 2011. The curriculum highlights a focus for students in Years 5 and 6 relating to the exploration and representation of points of their community, including themselves, using settings, ideas, and general conventions in images, sounds, and text. Akara 2012. Incorporating science into the Melbourne Our Backyard project and media arts can be done by allowing students to develop their own questions and predictions on how the installation can be integrated into the community, which would result in students being able to question and predict the effectiveness and function of presenting photography and film through the use of a hashtag. Furthermore, communication informs the art installation as well as science, with students required to communicate through a variety of methods, demonstrating how in which the connectedness of the community is evident in their work. The curriculum highlights a focus on communication for Years 5 and 6, relating to students communicating ideas, explanations, and processes in a variety of ways, including the use of multimodal texts. Akara 2012. The overarching focus of community and the reliance of interactions between community members is evident within both the Australian curriculum and the Melbourne Our Backyard art installation, leading to the curriculum informing how both science and media arts relate to the installation. Please find my references and thank you for listening.